Hey friends, Ash here with Gents with another fragrance review. Continuing on with Niche and Indie Week, today we're doing a true independent fragrance, just about as indie as you can get, from my man Paul Kyler at PK Perfumes. If you're in my Facebook group, he'll pop in there every once in a while, so you may know him from there. I'm assuming he also pops onto other Facebook groups as well. He's probably most well known for being the perfumer for the zoologist releases Panda and Rhinoceros. At least Panda 1, because there are two versions of Panda. He did the first one. But like I said at the beginning of the video, he also has his own line, PK Perfumes. I'm taking a look at the most recent release in his house, Maderas De Oriente Oscuro. And this fragrance actually won the AFTL Award for Handmade Perfume at the Art and Olfaction Awards 2019. This is the presentation, so I'm not going to do a full separate presentation part of the video. I'll just let you take a closer look at it. Hide behind the bottle here. So here it is. It's pretty simple. It's a 60 milliliter decant style bottle with this label across the front. So yeah, there it is. Simple. That was quick. That's the quickest presentation I've ever done. When you first spray this on, there is a bunch going on. Just a whole bunch of notes come out and just punch you right in the face. In a good way, assuming there is a good way to get punched in the face. It opens with dark, smoky, spiced woods and a big heaping helping of burnt brown sugar to my nose. It is powerful stuff. This is not the kind of fragrance that you wear when you're trying to be subtle. This is not the kind of fragrance that you wear when you're trying to have a nice, versatile office scent. This is not. It also has this resinous pine tar-like note that just permeates throughout the entire opening. It is absolutely not going to be for everybody out there, but frankly, I don't care. If you know my channel, if you've watched a ton of my videos, then you know that I like fragrances like this one. Fragrances like A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. I love that scent. The smoke in there, it just does it for me. Now, some people out there hate that, and they say it smells like bacon, or they just don't like the smoke. But for me, the more smoke that you can load into a fragrance, assuming that it's that type of scent, I mean, I wouldn't want like a smoky citrus probably, but a smoky woody scent, I love those. This is a very dark and woody fragrance with earthy facets right off the top. It's going to remind you of being deep in a dark forest, and this one is different than Woody Mood, which I reviewed a few days ago. That one's a little more subdued, a little more lonely feeling, right? That one's a lonely forest with just the sun just poking through the leaves. This one is not that. This is a deep, dark, foreboding forest after you've stamped out a campfire and you're standing there in the dark with the smoke wafting up from the charred wood with upturned earth around you, again, just surrounded by towering trees. As it comes out of the opening, the smoke really starts to settle in, and there are actually two different smoke notes used in this fragrance. There's cherry wood smoke and hickory wood smoke, both used. So Paul is giving you a little bit of a duality in the smokiness here. And that burnt brown sugar sits right underneath the woods, right underneath the smoke in the mid. It gives just the tiniest, slight gourmand edge to this fragrance. And in the mid, I also pick up on a honeyed caramel note. So you've got honeyed caramel, brown sugar, both working together, lending a little bit of sweetness to all of those dark, powerful, woody and smoky notes. And as you head into the dry down, those smoky notes start to fade back a little bit. They're still there, they just take a step back. They're not as prominent, not as in your face. And once they do start to do that, a dried tobacco leaf note is revealed, which is another note that I really like. Suffice it to say, if you don't like dark, smoky, woody fragrances, this one is not going to be for you, period. But if you do, you should check this one out. In the dry down, this fragrance changes up on you and the smoke changes up on you. It comes across more as an incense heavy scent instead of a smoky woody scent. There remains a little bit of earthiness from earlier. There remains a little bit of that honeyed sweetness from earlier as well. But once you're in the dry down, this one is incense forward. That's what you're gonna pick up on most. That's what's gonna hit your nose first. Now, with everything I've been talking about note-wise on this one, you probably already know how the performance is. It's very good. Projection is very strong the first 2 hours, then it softens up, and the longevity is 8+ hours without issue. This should already be obvious based off of the notes and how I've described this one, but this is gonna be for fall and winter only. For me, no go in spring, no go in summer. Cool weather, cold weather, that's about it. 70 degrees or above, I'm probably gonna be reaching for something else. And because of the smoky, woody, earthy, incensey facets of this fragrance, it's going to be more of a nighttime scent in my opinion. But it could work in the daytime, assuming that it's cold out, maybe with a nice little wind whipping around, something like that could be nice. Woody, earthy, smoky, incensey, I love it. The little touch of sweetness in there helps round everything off. It all comes together really nicely. But again, and I can't stress this enough, you have to be comfortable wearing a smoky fragrance in order to enjoy this one. I'm not afraid of smoky notes. I'm just not. A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors, like I said earlier, I love it. T-Rex by Zoologist, it doesn't freak me out. Other people may be completely turned off by that, but I dig it. If you think fragrances like that are unwearable, you're probably gonna think this is unwearable too, but if those fragrances work for you, this could be an absolute treat for you, and I mean that wholeheartedly. This one technically gets more wearable when it dries down, and you get those honeyed caramel and brown sugar notes that really come in and sweeten things up just a little bit, and the cherry wood and hickory wood dies down a little, and the incense starts to take over. Yeah, it becomes more wearable than in the beginning, in the opening. But the opening is so much fun when this fragrance is showing you who it is, that it's a boss. Honestly, in the far dry down, this reminds me more of something like Cardinal by Healy or Avignon by Comme des Garçons. Those really incensey fragrances. Now, it's not the exact same as those, but I'm saying if you can deal with that incense from Cardinal or Avignon, then you can deal with this one. This fragrance is a real deal indie scent, where the entire focus is on the fragrance. The focus is not on the packaging, the focus is not on the marketing, the focus is just on what's inside this bottle. And honestly, there's really something to be said about that. If that sounds interesting to you, but you're not sure about a full bottle, you can buy samples on his website. I also noticed he has a 30 milliliter size if you don't want to go for the big boy 60 mil. And that 30 mil may be a better option for a lot of you out there, just because this is pretty strong. It's gonna take you a while to go through this because this is not a fragrance that you're gonna be going really heavy on, so that 30 mil should last you for a long time if you did go that route. It's a big thumbs up from me, but again, I'm a little bit biased because I like scents like this. I like those funky, smoky fragrances. I like the incense. I dig it. You know if you like that kind of scent or not, so you already know whether this is something that would interest you or not. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me for this one. If you've smelled this or anything from Paul Kyler's line, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you thought about them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time.